Hello party people, what's up? Welcome back to my channel. I'm Tori. Thank you so much for being here today. It's almost Thanksgiving, which means it's almost Black Friday and Cyber Monday. But I also feel like I have been getting so many targeted ads recently, and so many brands and so many stores are doing their sales earlier and earlier this year, and I'm very overwhelmed. And I'm sure a lot of you feel overwhelmed as well. So I created some tips on how to kind of curb my spending around this time, especially with like the 4-letter word sale being thrown out everywhere. So I thought I would share with you all some of the things that I'm going to be keeping in mind this holiday season when it comes to shopping. And I hope you find at least one of these tips to be full of a tiny morsel, a tiny nugget of knowledge or helpfulness. So let's just jump in. So the first kind of rule I have for myself feels very obvious and self-explanatory, but if you weren't going to buy it full price, don't buy it. I think also if you want to look at it outside of like a financial thing or out of a want or a need kind of mind processes, another good way is just to figure out what are the parts of your closet that you really want to improve. I'm personally someone whose brain can do a lot of mental gymnastics. I don't know if it's because I'm a Gemini or what, but whenever I want something, I can find ways to convince myself to buy it. Hi friends, editing Tori here. I don't think I really explained this process well, but I feel like if you are asking yourself, would I buy this if it was full price? And you can't figure out if you're actually making an informed decision, I would start the process in the reverse. So instead of asking yourself, would I buy this? Ask yourself, well, what wouldn't I buy? I'm someone who I know I do not need to buy any matching sweatsuit. I tried and I bought one in the height of the pandemic in 2020, and I quickly realized like that purchase did not drastically change my life in the way that I thought it would. It did not make me as fashionable to other people as I thought it would. The quality of the thing that I bought, even though it was marketed to me as something very high quality, it was not. The crotch of the pants dropped in like 3 wears. So I know for myself, if I ever see like, I'm trying to think of popular brands like Los Angeles Apparel or Set Active, if they're doing a sale and I'm being marketed a sweatsuit, I'm like, I don't need to buy that. I would not buy that at full price, so I don't need to buy it this holiday season. And then kind of going off of that, another tip I have is to buy for the lifestyle that you currently have, buy for the self that you currently are. Do not buy for this aspirational version of yourself that you think you want, or that person that you think will come the new year, come 2023. You know, right now I feel like it's like, okay, we're nearly at Thanksgiving, which means it's basically Christmas, which means New Year's is right here. Obviously, I love reinvention. Again, I'm a Gemini. I love an era. I love reinvention. But do not be buying for this future version of yourself, because guess what? That future version of yourself will buy that when they're good and ready. Buy for things for now. So, you know, I think it's just being honest with yourself. If you're not gonna wear it now, if it's not gonna fit you now, if it doesn't fit your lifestyle now, if it doesn't serve a purpose now, don't buy it. Like, I'm not about to buy homeware and a really expensive coffee table, because guess what? I don't need that right now. My $20 one out there is serving me perfectly fine. The next tip I have is to create a list for yourself for things that you would like to buy and have been wanting for a while. So this is my list. First one that I have on here is the Brooklinen pink and white fluffy robe. I've been thinking about this robe since literally last year. I really want to embrace like my inner Eloise, and I feel like I just want like a nice plush robe. The second thing I have on here is a bag from The Real Real. I'm not gonna name it because I'm gatekeeping, and I'm telling myself if it's available during Black Friday, Cyber Monday, and The Real Real is having a sale, buy it. But I'll give you a hint. This is a bowler bag. I talked about the bowler bag shape in a few videos now, and I really like that look. I think it's gonna be something that maybe we'll see in a year from now, especially since I feel like the half moon crescent bags are really in right now. We are slowly making our way towards the bowler bag, and I'm so excited for it. One of my favorite influencers, Ashley Best Dressed, recently wore one in an outfit on Instagram, and I was like, she gets it. Ashley gets it. So soon a lot of people are gonna get it. They're gonna get the vision. So I'm excited. I'm anticipating that that's coming back. I also feel like it's gonna come back because I've started to see bowler bags in like more affordable fast fashion stores like Urban Outfitters and H&M. So I would like to get myself a nice one that can last a little longer than that. Then the third thing I have on here are silver chunky funky earrings. I love like the blobby kind of like chunky silver earring. Like I think of like Flubber or like, you know, something like that. Like one of those like really oozy looking fun sculptural earrings. I really want those in silver. I've been bookmarking quite a few because I know that most of those jewelry brands will be having some sort of sale this Black Friday, Cyber Monday. So I definitely want to buy a pair for myself then. I obviously wear a lot of golds, but I do want to kind of experiment with the silver. But I think it's really good to just create a list of the things you actually want and the things you've been wanting for a while, because I think it'll help kind of keep the like instant gratification voices in your head at bay. Because let me tell you, my freshman year of college, I did shop to fill a void, and that was not fun because I would swipey swipe and then like 3 hours later I'd be like, that was the worst decision of my life and I don't want to go back and return all this stuff. So create a list, be honest with yourself with that list, with those things that you would really like. And again, the mental gymnastics, it's so easy to flip-flop back into that. You know what I mean? Because there are definitely purchases I've made for this channel that I'm like, I was doing some mental gymnastics. I should have been like the Olympic team for mental gymnastics because I really convinced myself I needed those things. Okay, so let's say you really want to shop though, this holiday season, especially Black Friday, Cyber Monday. Don't shop for yourself. I would say shop for the loved ones in your life that you need to buy a gift for. You know, this is the season for giving. The reason for this season is to, you know, shower your friends with gifts, shower your loved ones with gifts. But I also think it's important to realize that you don't actually have to get all your holiday shopping done in a weekend, especially like Black Friday, Cyber Monday, but you can just start it, you know, start collecting the things. I know for myself, I definitely have to start creating a list of the things I want to get my parents, my brother, and then a couple of like the Secret Santas that I'm in. The next tip I have on how to shop more mindfully is to minimize your time at the mall, on Amazon, on any of these websites, particularly Black Friday, Cyber Monday. I keep saying that. I know like some people, they're like, oh yeah, like let's just go to the indoor mall because it's freezing outside, but at least we can walk around the mall. We can do this and that, you know? Minimize your time on those sites, on those places, so then you have like less of a desire to spend money. Especially, I mean, spending money is not bad, but you know, like spending money for the sake of spending it is not that great. The last tip I have for shopping more mindfully this holiday season is to also think about the environmental impacts of like excessive shopping. I feel like a lot of people talk about this, like the element of like sustainability, especially when it comes to like fast fashion. But I think in general, we can all just be a little bit better about shopping in excess. You know, excessive shopping isn't just like going to like the Zaras and the Forever 21s of the world, but it's like, you know, buying a lot of books that you don't need. It's buying a lot of like cheapish furniture that you don't need, or buying shoes, or stockpiling like nice bed linen, or stockpiling like makeup. Like you don't actually need to get all these things. I think in terms of myself, I definitely want to be better about like the books that I'm buying, because I'm staring at this gigantic shelf of books that I have yet to read. You know, my makeup is very streamlined, whereas things like my books are not. So, you know, there's a give and take. And in terms of clothing, for me personally, I find it to be very easy to think about overconsumption in terms of clothes, especially since I don't know where the statistic came from. I don't know if it came from like those Netflix documentaries or if it came from like an infographic on Instagram, but apparently, allegedly, when you return something to a fast fashion seller, odds are the piece of clothing, the garment that you bought, is not actually going back into the cycle of clothes that are being brought back out into the showroom or onto like the retail space, but they're actually being burned or just generally discarded. So, excuse me, I think that's also something really important to think about. And I know there are some times when you actually just have to return something, you know, like something doesn't fit right and you bought it online or this and that. But I've been seeing this like uptick in trends of people just buying a massive amount of things, whether that's from Shein or Abercrombie and Fitch or like Zara, and they'll post videos on TikTok and YouTube of being like, okay, tell me what to keep and what to return. And they're asking their audience. And I think that's the unhealthy bit and the overconsumption bit that really like makes my skin crawl. And I also know for myself personally, there are some sites that I just don't want to shop anymore because the last time I've bought things from them, it's been a bad experience. I think about like last year, I bought so much stuff from H&M that now I'm like, I never want to shop there ever again because the quality wasn't there anymore. Or like last year I bought something from Nasty Gal in like years during their Black Friday sale, and I hated what I bought. Like it was just like itchy, didn't fit me, the fabric was bad, like it was just like all the bad things. And then I couldn't return it because Nasty Gal's policy is you can't return something that's on sale. So it just collected dust and I was constantly reminded of that bad decision. So if none of these other tips work, I think that guilting yourself and making yourself feel bad and feel a little existential about the state of our climate and of our world based on your consumer habits is one way to curb your spending and to be a little bit more mindful, even if it does send you on a climate spiral, which often me talking about those things does. So maybe it's not the most healthy, but sometimes it gets the job done. But that's it for this video. I hope you got one morsel, one nugget of knowledge. I'm not saying you shouldn't shop this holiday season because I will be shopping. But shop more mindfully. Shop for things that you actually would like to incorporate into your life instead of just for the thrill of the swipe, of the tap, of the spending of the money. If you want to see more from me, feel free to follow me on Instagram. If you want to know what I'm reading, you can follow me on Storygraph. I'm kind of posting again on TikTok. I'm kind of just like shit posting on TikTok. But if you want to see more of me, you can also follow me there as well. Thanks so much for watching. I'll see you for the next one. Bye.